One.
Okay, this is part three of the reptilian thing. Um, I fast forwarded a little bit to the part where I was trying to get to the point.
And involving the royal family of Britain. Yes, involving the royal family of Britain and the sacrifice and the eating of, consuming the sacrifice, and they are involved in that. You've seen them do that? Yes, I have seen them do that. People in Britain, listening to what you're saying, would obviously be staggered, I guess, anywhere in the world. But what would stagger them mostly is in Britain, the Queen Mother has an image of being the nation's grandmother, the nice old lady, and good old Queen Mum, what a lovely lady. What's your experience of the Queen Mother? She is very cold in reality, and she is very cruel. He obviously, from what I see, enjoys consuming human flesh. It's sickening. Do they go into a different state in terms of age and strength and all these other attributes when they actually shapeshift? Yes, the human body that they choose to occupy or take when it was young, it ages, but when they take the reptilian form, these reptilians live hundreds of years. And so they have to have taken more than one human body to live in. A lot of them are much, much older, and I'm including the Queen Mother in this, older than people think that she is. She's been in more than one body, human form. And when the time comes, if it is time for her to go on, it has been chosen that it's known that she still has life or years to go. Again, she will be put into the body, the essence of her, and the reptilian form will go, or the essence of her will go into another body that is also has the ability to shapeshift into reptilian form. One of the pure reptilian human bloodlines. Yes. What happens when, take the Queen Mother as an example, what happens when they shapeshift? I mean, what do you see? You start to see changes happen, and they're happening so fast that it's almost it's the closest thing that I've seen to it is what they're now doing with computer technology. It's just a literal transformation that happens very quickly, and they get taller and they get bigger, and they don't look at all as reptilians like they do as humans, and thus the wearing of the robes, because if they were in clothes, the clothes would be torn apart. So let's take the Queen Mother on this subject as an example. We recognize her as a frail old lady. What does she look like when she shapeshifts at these rituals? She looks like the nose portion gets very much longer, and it grows into kind of a snout kind of thing. She has little fangs, and incisors as teeth, and there's a tongue. They all seem to have this kind of tongue when they're in at this level. The tongue has a lot of long, hairy or pointed projections coming out of it. It's very long, and they have these. They don't have hands or feet. They have these claws, and they have scales, and also scales that seem to kind of disappear into one another. But it's more pronounced on the back. There seem to be lumps or protrusions coming from the head. There seem to be some kind of growth uh, appendages at where, on the back, and they seem folded, and not all of them have that. And there is a tail, and they a lot of times will keep the tail curled. And when I've seen her when she's very displeased with something, as I've seen other members like this, this tail is whipped around, very agitated, and they do, and she hisses.
What color are they?
Which one in particular?
Okay. Um, but anyway, you had to watch that interview to really see the part when they was talking about how she just devoured like people. But yeah, in this video right here, just talk. It's like I was saying, this is an animal on this video, and animals can sense other animals. You know what I'm saying? And that's just genetic wise. Period. Like they can say says animals just a threat to them or whatever the case may be. So let's watch this. Look how the horse was acting. Let's begin. I just found that very, very interesting. Um, Now this is another story about
that such lizard people was just
this dude. He was mining and found this underground cave with lizard people, and they basically kind of took the story down. It was an
although
old
the LA
documentary.
Times website implies that such lizard people was just an aboriginal cult. The original article not only shows an artistic impression portraying them with distinct non-human features, but also makes a detailed depiction of their technological advancement and superior intellect. Still, according to the newspaper, Mr. Schufeld's X-ray detections found several artifacts, including gold tablets containing written records of their culture, about the Mayan culture, and also historical accounts of the origin of the human race. Unfortunately, the article gives no further details on whether the artifacts were retrieved, neither if the city was inhabited.
Now this part right here, I just want to say, you see this in a lot of places. I don't know if a lot of people are a fan of Cat Williams. Cat Williams did a stand-up comedy, and anything that's like it kind of take people's mind away from it. He was talking about how, and you can see the situation that Cat Williams in now, but he was talking about how, but he was doing a stand up comedy. He was talking about like he went to a mansion party, you know what I'm saying, with all these famous people. He walked in one room, he saw like famous people, you know what I'm saying, doing gay stuff or whatever like that. And everybody, the whole audience just laughing and, you know what I'm saying, taking it as a joke. And as you can see on this video, that's some of the stuff that happened with today's society. People kind of, if you joke it off, people be like, oh, okay, they just making a funny joke about it. Don't mean it's real, you know. So it's gonna be part 4 coming.